Hello my fellow Hetalians and welcome back to Hetafacts. And this video is going to be a little bit of a rant video. Well, I'm not really mad, I'm just disappointed. Today is the day where I go through all the canon heights for each character and see what is accurate. It is also the day where I point out the ridiculousness in Hetalia heights, and we put it all in a video for you to laugh at and rage at. I will also look at the average heights for each country as well, just to really dig in the knife. So without further delay, let's get started. But before I begin, I want to say that it appears that Himaruya actually based a lot of the characters' heights off of statistical averages for the country. But of course, there are going to be those exceptions that frustrate me. And all the links to all the websites I will be using will be in the description below for your convenience. But anyways, let's start the video. Let's start with the main character, Italy Veneciano. Veneciano is 172 centimeters or 5 feet 7.7 inches. The average male height is 176.9 centimeters, but so far so good. Romano, whose growth was stunted, doesn't have a canon height, but him being slightly shorter than Veneciano actually makes sense. According to this chart here, southern Italians are on average 2 centimeters shorter than their northern neighbors, so this attention to detail deserves a round of applause. But wait, that makes him 170 centimeters, just above 5 feet 7 inches. I'm as tall as Romano. Damn. Germany is 180 centimeters, or 5 feet 11 inches. Barely 2 centimeters taller than the average German male. Okay, this is getting boring. I want to see something funny. Let's look at Japan. How tall do you think he is? The average male height in Japan is 172 centimeters, so how tall would he be? Well, Japan is 164 centimeters, about 5 feet 5 inches. What? That is small! I am taller than Japan! Compared to the average height, that is a whole 8 centimeters shorter. Then again, Japan was a shut-in for a long time. Naturally, you would expect China to be short too, right? I mean, if not even shorter than Japan. After all, he's old and he's suffered a lot of famines and economic slumps in his time. He probably slouches or suffered from shrinkage, right? So he has to be tiny, right? 169 centimeters? That's almost my height! The actual average male height is 167 centimeters, which is shorter, but just missed opportunity. You could have made him tiny, and think of all the old man jokes that could have spun from it. It would have been hilarious. There go all the road shoe fantasies. America is surprisingly on point. He is 177 centimeters, or almost 5 foot 10, which is exactly the height of the average American male. And Canada is a similar height. England is just as accurate at 175 centimeters, or 5 foot 9. And France has a similar average height and is just as accurate. He is the exact same height as England, which I think is very fitting. Belarus is a bit over 160 centimeters, or 5 foot 3. Which, considering how intimidating of a person she is, it's kind of tiny. Aw, how cute! Until you realize that Belarus is in the top 10 when it comes to the world's tallest women, with an average height that is 6 centimeters taller. Hungary is also this height, maybe slightly taller, but she's only about 4 centimeters off from her average height. And Finland. Oh boy, is this going to piss off a lot of people. Finland is 170 centimeters, or 5 feet 7 inches. I am as tall as Finland. Just, wow. And the average height in Finland for a man is between 177.6 and 178.9 centimeters. Why are you so small? Let's take a break from all this frustration and look at Holy Rome, who is 95 centimeters, or 3 feet 2 inches. Aww. And Himaruya described Hetalia as 7 apples tall, and Holy Roman Empire as 7 apples and a mandarin orange tall, which makes Hetalia about an inch shorter. Child height. Another child, Sealand, also has an official height at 130 centimeters, or 4 feet 3.2 inches. Aww. Now back to the frustrating adults. Taiwan is tiny. Like, super tiny. She is 140 centimeters tall, which is 4 feet 11 inches. That's just... it's so small. But it doesn't make sense. According to sources, she should be Belarus's height. I guess Himaruya likes perpetuating Asian stereotypes. And the most rage-inducing height award, of course, goes to Latvia. The majority of you all know how much Latvia's height pisses me off. But for those of you who are new here, I want you to take a guess at how tall he is. Go on, just guess. Prepare to be amazed. This little guy is 140 centimeters, or 4 feet and 5 inches. And this is the country with the 4th tallest men and the tallest women in the world. But Kolko, he's just a child. No, he's not. He is physically 15 years old. That is no excuse. But if Russia didn't squish him, he would be 10 centimeters taller. Oh yeah? That would only make him 150 centimeters, or 4 feet and 9 inches. There is no excuse. Latvia is criminally short for his age, gender, and ethnicity. End of story. Prussia is shorter than Germany due to bad nutrition and is between 177 and 178 centimeters tall, or between 5 feet 9 inches and 5 feet 10 inches. I kind of expected him to be shorter. I mean, I kind of like to imagine a small Prussia mouthing off to his enemies. It would be so adorable. Bulgaria is 174 centimeters, or 5 feet 8.5 inches. Yes, Bulgaria has a cannon height. And it is shorter than the average by 4 centimeters. And since Bulgaria has a cannon height, Romania has one too. So, how tall is this scary vampire? Well, Romania is 2 centimeters shorter than Bulgaria at 172 centimeters. That makes him Italy's height. So, maybe he really is Rome's descendant after all. But that also makes him 3 centimeters shorter than his average height. But the average height difference between the two is pretty close to the actual heights, so good job. Out of the Nordics, the heights from shortest to tallest are Iceland, Finland, Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. Not so high and mighty now, are you, young Dick Mark? While we do not know Monaco or Liechtenstein's canon height, we do know that Monaco is just a bit shorter than Liechtenstein. The fan that asked the question guessed around 140 centimeters, or Latvia's height. But damn, that would make her really tiny. And she appears to be an adult. Granted, she's a female, but not even Taiwan is that small. Not to mention, that is way off from the French average. Now for the most disappointing of all, Russia. When you think of Russia, you think big, right? Russia is the largest country in the world, so surely he has to be a giant, right? I would expect him to be like a Peter the Great. That would be a perfect height, about 2 meters tall. So, how tall is Russia? 182 centimeters. That's not even 6 feet! My brother and my father are taller than that. Yes, I know the average height in Russia is much shorter at 177 centimeters, but it's the biggest country in the world. It just feels like wasted potential. Tying him at this height is Sweden, because why not? Sweden's height is at least accurate though, like everyone else's. I mean, you shrunk Latvia, you could at least stretch Russia, right? And because he is so short, Russia also forces characters that should be taller, like the Baltics, to be drawn even shorter than he is. Most of the characters actually have a relatively average height. But the Baltics got shrunk. Take Lithuania, for example. The average height in Lithuania, aka Basketball Land, is 185 centimeters, or at least it was back in 2012 or so. Hema acknowledged this, but said that it's because of all the basketball players, and so it's not really an average. So basketball players don't count. Therefore, time to shrink so you can be shorter than your master. Then again, the average height at the end of the 19th century was 163.5 centimeters, and then a rapid increase in height happened around the 20th century. We do not have Lithuania's official height, but we do know that Estonia is taller than him, and Poland is about 10 centimeters shorter than him. But there is no way that Lithuania is 163.5 centimeters. That would make him tiny, and Poland even tinier. Heck, that would make him shorter than me. Hell, that would make him shorter than Japan. And it would make Poland shorter than Belarus and Hungary. So this clearly isn't his canon height. Okay, let's just, for the sake of fun, say that Lithuania is England and France's height at 175 centimeters at his tallest, since he is shorter than America. If Poland is about 10 centimeters shorter, that means he is 165 centimeters at his tallest. That makes him almost Japan's height. That's shorter than China. That is criminally off from the average height in Poland, which is America's height. At first I thought, no way is this real. But then I remembered a few scenes. Look at how much he has to look up at Sweden. Sweden is Russia's height. No wonder why Lithuania flips his shit whenever Poland mouths off to Russia. This boy is tiny. Poland's threatening to make Warsaw Russia's capital when he's at Russia's chest level. And those are all the canon heights that have been listed by Himaruya. I'm sorry I ruined all of your fantasies. But hey, next time you feel short, take a look at some of these characters. I'm pretty sure you will feel better. And that was 1 mark higher on your history test. Thank you for watching Hetafacts. Hello my fellow Italians, I know this is off topic, but I would like your opinion on something. Ever since I was very young, I have always wanted to write fiction books. So far I have started on a few stories, but I have a lot of ideas and I can't decide which one to write and am having a hard time focusing on just one story. Thanks, ADHD. But mostly it's also because I don't know which one people would like more. I can't make up my mind, so I'm leaving it up to you to choose which one I should focus on first. The majority of my fans are these books' Prime's demographics, so I figure testing them out on you guys would be a good idea. So if you have the time, I invite you to read a few select previews from my fantasy books. They shouldn't be too long. If you can, let me know what you think in the poll. There is a link to all of the links to the previews, as well as the link to the poll. It's all in one post, and it's all in one link in the description below. Let me know if you get really excited about a particular series, or if you have any general comments. I would like a few more opinions before I start committing myself to a story. Thank you very much, and until then, keep on studying.